God, when I was a boy, everybody knew what a downwinder was. We were the anti-nuclear capital of the world. I was an autistic kid. My father was a drafted United States Marine, an incredible man. I come from an incredible family. My uncle stood on Omaha Beach on D-Day. I grew up on a huge ranch out by the lake. He was a beautiful, incredible person. He was at Pendleton, combat ready, and they were human guinea pig. They were marched into the trenches in Nevada. They're called atomic veterans. He nearly died at the blast. Between 1951 and 1968, we had 300 open-air tests. Well, as different scientists started to write about this, Wallace Stegner was at the University of Utah at the time. I got to know him. Edward Abbey was hanging around there. I got to know him. I got to know all these environmentalists, and I was an environmentalist. And it was a passionate, intense subject matter there.
All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. They'll be calling you a radical. Bloomgate, 311, whatever you want to call it. I call it Pacific genocide, whatever. It's fucking giant conspiratorial across all demographics. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. They'll be calling you a radical. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. Bloomgate, 311, whatever you want to call it. I call it Pacific genocide, whatever. It's fucking giant conspiratorial across all demographics. They'll be calling you a radical. May God have mercy on all of your souls.
Nuclear power was evolving. We were promised, oh, this can't happen.
Unite the clans. I know William Wallace shoots fireballs out of his ass and lightning bolts from the palms of his hands. I am William Wallace. I know that was the worst Scottish accent impressionist in history, but what a big day in Scotland today. Whoa, how exciting. Kick that bitch to the curb and tell her to take her fucking nuclear fucking waste with her and park it in the fucking House of Windsor's fucking backyard. Fucking anybody who votes for pro, you know, Queen, what a fool, because we did it. Well, I mean, here in the United States, we have been colonized. We fucking gave up everything that Hamiltonville, New York City ever was. That the Battle of Brooklyn, Hamilton fought the Battle of Brooklyn, stood right up there on the front lines, right there where I'm going. I'll be right in Fort Greene tonight, in the middle of the night, on the train, coming through there in the middle of the night. He stood up and he fought them off. He tried. They lost that battle, but they won the fucking war. Oh, only for a while. They floated up the Potomac in 1812, and they burned it back down. And then here came the patriarch, George Walker Bush. Look up who Walker. Look up who his grandmother is, direct descendant of the royal inbred. Direct descendants. Look it up. So is Al Gore. Direct descendants. Al Gore is a direct descendant of Burr. Burr is a direct descendant out of the House of Windsor. Look it up. And oh, wait till you hear this one. So is history. Oh, no. Hillbilly Bill, a Rhodes Scholar at freaking Oxford. Really? Where did they find him? An Rhodes Scholar. They took this country back over. Hamilton knew, set up at the port, the Coast Guard, the Marines, set them up, blocked the East India coming up here. That's what that, white Anglo-Saxons. And by the way, I want people to understand this. Hamilton was a true abolitionist. Now get this, you've got to hear this. We have a lot of news going on. You know Thomas Ackerman, the artist? He goes to the repository hearing under Lake Huron. You know how that has been going on. The beautiful activist we had, Michael, in Michigan, who they actually went to his house and threatened him. And it worked. He cowered down, like they all cowered down. Well, the biggest coward of them all, they hired to speak, Kevin Camps. Now, I want you to understand this, and I could prove this. I learned my lesson when I was in Washington, D.C., leading the Million Mass Man Barracks with John Anthony Fairhurst, Steve Grant, and the likes of those beautiful souls. That we got no coverage, that millions, literally millions. I mean, here's a half African-American, half white kid up in Massachusetts who's, I think he's a quarter freaking Cherokee Indian. He's a tall freaking kid, big kid. Comes up with the idea. This guy's a house painter. You know how many people participated in the Million Mask Man March? Millions and millions, by the tens of millions. We had an incredible event in New York City. No media coverage whatsoever. We're back. Oh, yeah, we're back at the Climate March. I heard of Angry Elephants. Oh, we're going to be there. You bet you're going to be there. And Hamiltonville, that's because who? That's who. Look, he was the guy. When he took the bullet and died, he took a bullet for all of us. Was he a freaking Greek tragedy? No, he was an American tragedy. But they got it all back. Mission accomplished. No tariffs, no usury laws. And I want people to just Google. All of you guys Google usury. How can you be a so-called Christian or a Muslim or Judaism, whatever, in a spiritual way? I mean, I don't care what you are. Look up usury. They were all against it. All of them. And by the way, this is breaking this morning. The Fed, and I could write 100 books on the Federal Reserve, and I will, and that's what I was up to. I taught it. Go to the Federal Reserve building in D.C. and see it's named after fools. The great socialist, he calls himself. Well, I knew him personally. Wow. From here, as they turn into the war profiteers. Look, the Federal Reserve comes out today and says instead of doing QE1, QE2, QE3, QE4, which they've done because they've slaughtered the rate because of Alan Greenspan, the free market, greatest terrorist in American history, bar none, was right in Manhattan, right where I'll be. Alan Greenspan. Walk around and tug on an atheist science fiction writer from Leningrad, a mentally ill lunatic who was on Public Assistance, who was a great writer, by the way, science fiction writer. She is to economics what L. Ron Hubbard was to religion. Writers, and people took up and went with it because I don't know why, but we did it. Gone, lock, stock, barrel, hasta la vista, over. The self-indulged, sickening, grotesque populace of California. They're disgusting. As I wrote yesterday, my thesis, my poem, my literature about cow, capital I, foreign, capital I, the fastest destruction of the greatest ecological environment on this globe. There's no doubt it's California. The giant trees. The incredible marshes. Not in the work of the Spaniards. The well-traveled Spaniards. I always wanted to get married when we were young, my girls. I went through a lot of girls when I was young in Southern Cal. I had long blonde hair, and I always pictured that, I'd be getting married when I ever did it. And I thought, I don't even really want to do it. Why would you do it? But if I ever did, I was going to do it at St. Michael's in Carlsbad by the sea. I love that little place. It's ruined. Carlsbad has been ruined. I always loved that place. That stretch between Del Mar and Carlsbad was my favorite. Always. I would walk up and down. On the, even more than the Sun Cliff, I would hitchhike up and down that road. And wow. Very young. Wow. I always envisioned it. My beautiful daughter that I'll be going to see, that Kerbal designer, she'll be with us marching. She was conceived the night John Lennon was killed. That's when the walls came tumbling down. That's when the music stopped. Not this piece of shit, McLean, American Pie, who freaking branded that and sues everybody who used the name. Fuck him and the boat he rode in on. Fuck all those fucking 7th Avenue boxers down 7th Avenue. He was boxing down 7th Avenue. All right, yeah, he cracked his old lady. Isn't he married to Natalie Merchant? Didn't he knock her out? That little midget, I'd like to fight. Let him knock me out. They're punks. Marie Antoinette has betrayed the African-American community on Balco. By the way, the African-American community in Brooklyn turned into an incredible dichotomy of the affluent versus the not-so-affluent. It's an amazing transformation in Brooklyn. Sesame Street, oh yeah. It's really a grand place, to be honest with you. It's really evolved into a very special, cool place. By default, the weak dollar, yeah. Cultural theme park for Europeans to shop out, absolutely, no doubt. But not like California. California's disgusting. What's happened to California, the California person? As I wrote yesterday, they walk around in their silicone freaking lace sandals. You know, you got people from Michigan, all these people from all over, you know, come there. Oh, this is our place. We're retiring. You know, white flowered shorts. Men, grown 50-year-old men in white flowered shorts and silicone sandals. And women in oversized muumuus. I saw a woman on the train when I was down there this time that really brought tears in my eyes. We were going down to Old Town, and you could see she was headed to church on Sunday. She had a cross hanging out. She was dressed in the traditional Mexican indigenous people dress. I talked to her. She said she made it. It brought tears in my eyes. It really choked me up. It really did. It made me cry. It was the most beautiful thing. It had the square collar on it. It was red. And she was so beautiful. And she was probably in her 60s. She had aged so eloquently, so beautifully Mexican. And we talked. I says, well, I remember those women. Oh, do I remember? She says, yeah, my mom, my grandma, my great-grandma, my great-great-grandma, my great-great-great-grandma, my great 20th generation San Diegan, 20th, the Christian Wars. Oh, boy. The missions sitting there on the coastal waiting for the Spanish ships to come for interviewers, trading the bucks. They used leather bucks. That was their currency, not gold. California has been destroyed. It is destroyed. It is nothing but dog walkers. Dog walkers on the beach because they cannot interact with strangers. They don't know how. And me and Lori proved it. And I want to talk about the piece of art that Lori, I've had that piece of art in my head since I was a little boy. Literally. I've wanted to do that piece of art right there. I told Lori, I said, Lori, we got to do it. She's as hard-headed as they get, that woman. And she's tough as nails. She's an artist. She's a sewer. She's what's happened to people from the salt of the earth. She's lived down there for decades. She's a fighter. They destroyed all of us like that. They took everything from us. They exploited the Mexican people by paying them cash, cook our food, make our beds, build our homes. They know they're being exploited. Cheated everywhere. Chinese drywall with freaking all kinds of poison in it. Fake rock. Even California. Overrun. Then we go walk foo-foo and literally chase the sea turtles at the farmer's market in Oceanside. By the way, they've changed the name of Oceanside to Concrete Side. The farmer's market, well over 100 booths, well over 100. And the beautiful California girl, you used to see the beautiful, outrageously beautiful Mexican girls down there, beautiful, outrageous, blonde-haired, blue-eyed Southern Cal girls. You hang around down there long enough. When I was young, I don't care how dark, I don't care if you got Italian bloodlines or you turn blonde-haired. I'm telling you, the sun is magnificent there. The sea, now it's radiated. We went up and down the tide pools, up and down, from Laguna Beach all the way. And Dana's exactly right. And these are lifelong 50, 60-year-old residents walk along there. Never seen anything like that. Laguna Beach, not one starfish. Not one. 3 years ago, posted, and I have the pictures to prove it, loaded with them. Sunset Cliffs, nothing. Nada. All up and down in the tide pools. Algae. And I talked to several marine biologists while I was down there, and they agree. They're like, yeah, we know. It's a major problem. The ocean is dying. And they agree. And like this connecting dots and these creeps up there. I got an email in the middle of this. Some woman told me that I was mentally ill. I got to tell you guys this. My uncle's a psychiatrist. My other uncle's a neurosurgeon, probably the most famous neurosurgeon in the country. You know, and he knows me. I told him, I said, people say that, and he says, I'll tell you what, Kevin, you're the most sane person I've ever known in my entire life. And this just shows the dichotomy. Be loud, be strong, be intelligent, be passionate, be whatever. It's been so smashed, people don't know how to relate to it. They pull back from it, and they talk like this, hi, you know, the information of the information, which is totally 100% worthless. It is, all we hear is radio gaga, radio goo-goo, radio gaga, not me. Art is information. Art is communications. Art is nothing but communications, not my words, Michelangelo's words. At the St. Michael Church, I've had that in my head for my whole life. So she's so hard-headed. I'm like, here, look at the picture. We have to try to emulate. She's not, no. We got to see the window. I'm like, oh, God. So we shoot, and then We shoot the one, and I says, no, you stay just like you are. Stay with that goofy fanny pack around your waist. Stay with just you are, and get that frown on your face, you know. You look indigenous. I says, Representative, you're broken, I'm broken. They've broken us down. You know, Leukemia broke me down in so many ways. I says, ask Representative, we're not American Gothic. It's the evolution of Grant Wood's incredible fucking, it's the most famous painting in American history. Why? He was mocking freaking Norman Rockwell. You know when he did that. By the way, Grant Wood, even when he does his cherry tree, they're magnificent. He lived at the top of the morgue. When he went out and he had this in his head for years, and it was the window. It was the window in that house that turned him on. And he was mocking because Norman Rockwell would have those models standing there and make them keep their eyes so wide open and trying to romance America in a freaking bullshit way. Grant Wood was disgusted with it. He says, that's such bullshit. It's propaganda. He was countering. So he just finds the first person to get fined, finds the young girl, dresses her up and make her look so old. You know, he worked a long time with that. Made him sit there, you know, and it's grand. It's grand in so many ways. So I'm like, we have to be indicative of the time now, the evolution from then till now, when he painted that town out. So she's like, well, I want the window in. I want the window in. No, get over here. Get over here. Well, let me shoot one in, you know. Okay. I said, God, I feel like I'm married again. Good Lord. You know, so she does it. But then it hit me. So I watch hers. We shot it many, many times. And I says, look, you got it. It shows the separation of the love. She's not next to him. She's moving away because isn't that what America is? Divorce, broken families, single parenting, freaking no connection with the salt of the earth, no connection. And that's on the sea. It's right on the sea. Build up freaking concrete jungles, and it's so represented right behind it. The native plants along there, including the tamaracks, are all dead. Not dying, dead along the ocean. Yet right on the other side of the salt, they're watering the grass. And a guy comes to me and he says, oh, they weed eat those weeds. I says, you're a very confused dude. Grass is a weed. It's not native here. Nothing's native there, including the humans, including Fifi and Fufu. So that all they do is they take their dogs out and they chase the shorebirds, kill the last freaking sandpiper. I want to read this poem online. You know, so we have it. I'll be in New York City late tonight, really late tonight. And so into the next morning, more than likely, on the train in the middle of the night. But my place, I love that place in so many ways. New York City's not California. Activists turn out, and they're incredible. There's some powerhouses there. And by the way, Occupy did so much for that place. Think about the mayor, who he is. How many times has he been arrested? This is going to be one incredible, powerful event tomorrow. Sunday. Now, I'll post on my Facebook, and I'll get up a video, and I'll do everything I can to make people understand exactly where we're going to meet, because there's going to be 1 million people there. You're not just going to freaking, you know, we have to get organized, but I need to get there and talk to the incredible, you know, Eric and Tom and all these amazing, amazing New York City activists that Occupy took the public square back in New York City. The activism that we did there last year, a year ago, where, you know, Ackerman and Tom and Eric and all of us and Judy and all of us were there, you know, it was pretty powerful. It was so emotional because we did the walk in front of the physical graffiti building right as Luann had passed. I grew up with Luann. I was friends with Luann. She was an amazing person. Yeah, Mick Jagger's girlfriend. Sure, that's how they say. She was an incredible artist. And we walked right down, you know, memorialized her as the person. She wasn't about to be no Target, Walmart designer and let freaking the Bangladesh slaves make her stuff. Which that's what it's turned into. That's what we are, because we are an immoral people. We are a grotesquely immoral people at our root, at our cores. Got some new shirts from Eric Jordan made. They're really beautiful. Wait till you see this with the elephant on the logo of Fukushima. But we're immoral. I'm not talking in a sexual content way. I'm talking in a usury way. Usury. Jesus Christ threw the money changers out of the temple. The very people that say they're freaking things, you know, shoot people in the back. That's what goes on. And you think that happened in Missouri, you ought to see it here. And Utah happens every day here. Completely out of control. You know, we let the ignorant take the field with no accountability for their actions. That's what Hamilton was all about. That's what America was all about. It was about individuals and their action. It was about the Enlightenment versus a caste system. versus slavery. Now, back to Kevin Camps, this phony fraud piece of dog shit. John already told me about him. He says, oh no, this guy's pro-nuclear. He's pro-nuclear. So he's a fraud. He's funded, so is Tom Hartman. They're frauds. They're pro-nuclear. All these people that are out there, Tom Hartman is pro-nuclear. In factual detail, I can prove it. These people are passive-aggressive devils. Kevin Camp is pro-nuclear. So is his partner, Paul. They're funded by Soros, by a lot of guys. They make a lot of money. So he shows up, Kevin Camp's there, and he says, I went up and had a conversation with him. He says he was shaking like a freaking third-grade bitch in his fucking boots. Nervousest little sissy worm I ever met. You know the types. Afraid of their own shadow. Ooh. You know the types. You know. The bully just kicks the shit out of us. He just looks at them across the room, and they go hide in the corner. And then they have to find a guy like me to come fucking fight the bully. You know the type. That's what I'm doing, fighting the bully, because they refuse. Helen Caldicott's a war profiteer. She's not anti-nuclear. I can prove it. I asked her, how come you're not going to... I asked her, email, we went back and forth, why are you not going to Megan Rice? She doesn't go to anything. Because they're not anti-nuclear. They're war profiteers. Chris Busby, Arnie Gunderson, they're all war... They didn't believe. When this happened, they're like, oh, no, God, it really happened. There goes our freaking machine, our money-making, book-writing, same... And their books are terrible. You read well the Caldicott's books, they're horrible. You want to freaking, forget you got insomnia. Read that fucking, they're horrible. There's nothing passionate. There's nothing, the dean at San Francisco University, the professor, who protested with me at Livermore, she says, I make my students watch your videos, Kevin. You understand literature. Literature is intimate. It is from the soul. It is romance. It is pain. It is joy. It is sorrow, but it is intimate. That's what literature has lost. Moby Dick, he died unknown. Right there on Wall Street. Ackerman and I stood right in his very spot with New York Hacks, with all this great activists in Lower Manhattan. We stood on his spot, in that hallowed, sacred spot. He was hated. The greatest novel ever written was hated for 40, 50 years. Ahead of his time, I don't know. Just people are just so gone. That's what we're living in, right here, right now. So Ackerman asked Kevin Camps, why do you think you've been so ineffective over the last years? And, what... And he says, and he asked him, are you anti-nuclear? He said, no. He said, no, I'm an abolitionist. He's an abolitionist. What am I? Wow. He's a war profiteer. He's just taking advantage of a bad, ugly situation and being soft and just, go on these different shows, get some money, where he can sell a book, in the complex of Washington, D.C. That's what D.C. is. The Nader house has been taken over. By the way, Kevin Camp, let's get real. Megan Rice, the house that Greg and Michael came out of, the Dorothy Day house in D.C., which I was there on a Sunday, and I could prove it. I have the pictures. I walked over there when I lived in Million Mess, and I went to church with him. It's right there under his feet. Did you even realize who Dorothy Day is, New York City? Did you realize who Megan Rice? Megan Rice is sitting in a prison cell on Atlantic Avenue in New York City. Sister Megan Rice, 85-year-old nun, the greatest peace activist in the world, bar none. I will quote Mary Evelyn Tucker on the stand. I'm the only one at the media, at the freaking sentencing, at the trial. The only one. There she is on the stand. Mary Evelyn Tucker, the old, beautiful soul that she is. Big, tall female, looks down at Timothy, the prosecutor. Timothy, a little evangelical, phony rat, devil in hairspray. They're devils. You do know. The leaders of the evangelicals and the Mormons, you know they're devils. Romney is Satan himself. For real, they all are. Joe, Jesus died for it, said is Satan. They're all Satan. These kill, pity, kill. Go freaking kill our brothers and sisters in the Middle East because we say kill them. Nothing to us. Thou shalt not kill. Love them for they know not what they do. They're devils in hairspray. They're devils. Actual. Anybody that supports them is a devil. They really are. Satan has crept into all of their souls. Kill for the sake of killing. The most anti-Christian thing on earth. It's outrageous. Kevin Camps was there. Nothing. He says, no, I'm not anti-nuclear. Well, he's not anti-nuclear. He's a coward. And he's not even a wolf in sheep's clothing. He's a sissy in sheep's clothing. Helen Caldicott's a fraud, 100% fraud. And I could prove it. This has been going on for years. She made this statement. Oh, the Japanese are tidy little people. They will clean it up. Right there. I'll talk to her ex-husband. Tom Father has a second-hand movie star that needs somebody to tend it. A book writing the same book over and over through the freaking, the literature is not written by hand, is not written on a keyboard. It's written through a machine and regurgitated the same thing in goats over and over and over. That's what literature is in America. That's what everything is in America. The Fed Reserve comes out and says, well, instead of doing the QE 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, we could have gave each household $56,000. Think about that. Think about that. What that would have done for this country. Stimulus? Oh, they did the stimulus. They gave it to the bankers. They gave freaking Wall Street bankers wives, literally, millions of dollars in cash and told them go spend it. Wow. Wow. That's where we live. And the same far-right radical lunatics who we try to defend this are we're free marketers. They're the same people that want to fence at the freaking border. I thought you were free marketers. Cheapest labor, biggest army wins. That's a feudal system. New World Order? Oh, no, that's been co-opted too. There's no such thing as New World Order. Those people were paid by the CIA at Operation Foxconn. Fox News is directly out of the House of Windsor, funded by the CIA, by the military industrialized complex. I can prove it. The House of Windsor. It's a feudal system. Neo-feudalism. The exact same thing that went up in Europe for freaking hundreds and hundreds of years. It's exactly identical. There's only been one. He is an economist. We know there's only one way to freaking block that. Tariffs. Tariffs. We were the tariff nation. McKinley's words himself. Watching the PBS documentaries go forward on the Roosevelts. Teddy, I want to attack Canada right here, right now. And by the way, Teddy was crazy. Oh boy, I want to take it back from the Queen. I wish he would have. And I got reading his Rough Riders, that fought the Spaniards and Cubans, and he was so anti-Queen. It was amazing. His niece Eleanor her dad was in the insane asylum, but he was a crazy bastard, Jad. Oh my God! Look who the ragtag were. The greatest poets of the time, the greatest writers of the time. They were with him. Amazing. What a story. But we lost it all. Remember McKinley was killed? I am the tariff president. Teddy shot. He didn't care. Teddy liked to be shot. He says, the only thing I regret, I didn't have to get shot in the face. Ripped out my gun. He was a sick bastard. He was mentally ill, crazy as it gets. Oh, boy, he was a Puritan. Oh, my God, did he do some amazing shit. Set the land aside for national parks. Do you know he wanted to set a 2-mile stretch all the way down the coast of California and make a national park? Stanford, that creepy bastard. California is done. California is over. California is ruined, and anybody that doesn't believe that is in denial. It is a concrete jungle, right? They ruined the greatest and most incredible, beautiful landscape on the face of the earth. They ruined it. It's sick. It's sick what we've done. It is sick what we've done. I don't know. How do we come out of this? I don't know. Spiritually, we try. We really do try. I'm going to read this. And this is what I truly feel. Cal, capital I, Thorn, capital I-A. Cal I, Thorn I-A. And I dedicate this to John Steinbeck. By Kevin D. Blanch, By the Sea. First they came from the coastal natives and killed their children at Stanford and his merry thieves. Told them it was right. Then they came for the redwoods and cut them all down. As Stanford said, kill them. Then they came for the big mammals. Kill the bears, kill the cougars. The golden bar bears said, kill them. They playbook moves to Berkeley. Teller says, kill the Marines at San Onofre. Nuke them to death. Nuke their unborn children. The golden bears say it is all right. Kevin and his father, just 2 lab rats, they say, of the many millions. Then they came for the big birds. Take the marsh. Drain. Kill the herons. Then they came for the small shorebirds. Kill the last sandpiper. As I walked Fifi and Fufu. Then they came for the sea turtles. Kill them. The baby boomers need to walk their dogs because they cannot interact with strangers. Then they came for the mama herself. the Great Blue Lady. The nuclear meltdowns of Fukushima are controlling the dumping for 1,300 days of nuclear fission gamma rays from hell by the Livermore, Cal Berkeley genociders. Kill the birthplace of life. They only took Californians 167 years to till the greatest landscape and life in all of history. The swift, like a plutonium-laced hurricane of swines dressed in hypocrite yuppie silicone sandals. Genocide is a California wet dream. Destruction in human history. California, I hope you are proud. Kevin E. Blanch. Aye, aye. I want to say something. We're at the biggest federal courthouse complex, which the address is 333, awaiting petty docs because there's no media reporting. So even when Janet rules, the attorneys are calling me every day, wanting to know on the ruling. So even if she rules, because there's no investigative journalist, she just files it into the docket. And the only way we're going to know is a person like me, because there's no investigative journalist. Nobody's going to be watching the docket. So we're down there. Maybe it's out. Let's go down there. So we're down there filming, looking around. And I'm like, trying to find out, trying to charge us $75 a page for the docket, fees, which apparently she has not ruled yet. She's taking her time, and she's going to throw it out. You can bet your ass. She's just one of the machine. There's no judicial in this country. That's not my words. That's Justice Byer's words in the Gore dissent. The Bush versus Gore dissent. Read. That's not a court. That's not a court. That's not a court. The Supreme Court totally illegitimate. Alito and Roberts have no business being there. Bush did not win, and I could go deeper than that. They're sick. You have 5 ideologues, sick bastards on that court. Sick bastards. So we're down there, and I look up, and I said, look, the flag, the California flag is flying upside down. No. And I said, look, right there. Hello. You must be a California. You can't see it? And then she's like, oh, my God. I can't. So Lori walks in and asks them, why? I don't know. Maybe I'm just drunk. Well, I said, no. It's put up every day. Nobody put that up. Is it a sign of distress? What? In my entire art career, never seen a metaphor like that. Ever. So we stand on the corner. We ask dozens and dozens and dozens of people, look. Whatever. People in California used to be so friendly, so communal, so great, so that people won't even talk to you now. Maybe you strike up conversations with somebody in California, maybe 1 out of 50 will even speak to you. They walk around overweight bodies with nothing on but their big moo-moo. They're slobs, walking fifi and foo-foo. The men in white flowered shorts and sandals with hairspray. It's disturbing. It's a pathetic culture there. It is the most pathetic culture in the world. I'm here to tell you. Was it always like that? Hell no, it was the opposite of that. California should be fucking ashamed of themselves. Grotesquely, hideously ashamed of themselves. Them greedy, sickening bastards. Pacific genocide going right under their feet. By the millions swimming in that Pacific. It's child abuse. Put a kid in that freaking ocean is child abuse. I remember when I was a boy, swimming with my grandpa, I'd say, are you crazy, boy? Do you realize what that ocean is? It's nothing but a giant toilet. Don't you dare swim in that thing. Long before Fukushima happened, it's toxic. It's toxic in all ways. Know this. California's been baiting back in the cruise line industry. So all you freaking middle-aged, we gone on vacation. We go to Vegas and get drunk and go watch naked strippers and pass out and puke and shoot. That's the thing. Oh, wow. Ooh, pathetic. So, let's go on a cruise, honey. Get drunk every day and, get sick on the shoot and come home be violently sick. So, they want to bait them from Florida. Well, Long Beach, Huntington Beach, the whole region up there decides, we'll be the first ones. The fight was, they want to dump their waste as they come in. California's, hell no, you're not dumping it in the Pacific. They voted, go ahead and let them. We need the money. We need more for our concrete, sickening fucking tourism jungle, which is ruined. California's ruined. It's over. It's fucking ruined. So, now San Francisco's doing it. Southside Line does that beautiful documentary, Why Are All the Marquee Athletes Dying? Let's see, they swim in the San Francisco harbor, which is the most polluted place on the face of the fucking earth, bar none. They moved to Moab and trained. I can prove it. Several of them are in our hospital dying. They land in our hospital, LDS. #1 triathlete in the world there. They're all dying. What's in Moab? Oh, the red dust. Uranium tailings. Oh, 350 open-air tests in Nevada. That's what disgusts me about Barack Obama so much. How can the African-American community be not so outraged at this guy? He betrayed them. He's the opposite of Martin Luther King. The opposite. And I want people to understand Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King wasn't about race. He was about equality, economically, historically, so much like Harry Beecher Stowe. The hypocrisy. I mean, he would quote out of the scriptures. I mean, oh my God, did that guy get it? Oh, did he get it? Oh, did he get it? Oh, he got it like they all get it. Anybody who stands on the right side. This is a quintessential battle between enlightenment and slavery, truth and lies. That's all this has ever been. And the people that tell the truth die. Just tell the truth to die, and I'll dedicate my walk tomorrow to my father, to Aaron Swartz, to Michael Hastings, and I am Pat fucking Tillman. My walk's going to be donated. It's going to be to them, and, of course, Megan Rice. People in New York, it's outrageous. It is outrageous that the California has evolved in what they are. I've never been so disgusted with that place. You know, we did that thing at the church, and I'm like, it's perfect. I looked at it, and I said, the separation from you to me shows the broken love. You know, it shows the broken freaking indigenous people. It shows the broken landscape. It shows it. By the sea. St. Michael's, by the way, wasn't he the protector of the children? The church was built in 1894. So I tell my girlfriends, whatever, and I've slept with females on that lawn before, all night, right there, because that's what we did when we were young. We party on the beach, and because we loved each other, and we cared, and we loved the freaking environment. We were in symphony. That's what San Diego County was when I was young. It was that way for a long. Not anymore. Not anymore. They're worse than L.A. They're not worse than San Francisco. No place on earth is worse than San Francisco. San Francisco is a cultural theme park. By the way, in San Francisco, and this is a fact, and this is what frauds the entire place is. Everybody, I'm an elitist. Well, most of them aren't elites. They're just leveraged up to their house. They're frauds. You know, the rising real estate, you know, yelling from Berkeley, rising, you know, running the Fed, keep the rate at zero. That's all you're going to hear because the entire economy is hinged 100% lock, stock, barrel to real estate values. Well, we don't hear about Fukushima in California. That's exactly why. Everybody is lock, stock, barrel, all in. Oh, I'm rich because my house has increased 3 times. Let's keep taking them out and go on vacation, honey. Let's hire some dog walkers. The neighbors have a dog walker. Let's hire a chef. The neighbors have a chef. Let's hire a freaking the neighbors have. Let's take our kids to this school because we're elitist. And I want people to know this. The last day I was in San Francisco, the lead ballerina at the New York San Francisco, and my favorite piece of art on earth, the Performance Arts Center, picked me up. We went over there. She wouldn't go on camera with me. That beautiful soul that she is, she's like, we're watching, Kevin. We know. She actually freaking told me of how she lives, what she does, how she keeps the radiation out of her body, what she eats, what she drinks. You know, spent a lot of time with me. There's people that care, but they can't speak out. They won't speak out. Ostracized from the community because the elites, which they're not elites, they think they're elites. Cornel West has it perfectly best right off the get. Cornel West nailed it right off the get. I love Cornel, by the way. It's one of my favorite people in the entire world. I love Reverend Wright, one of my favorite people in the world. Reverend Wright reminds me of my dad so much. Oh, my God. My dad used to go out there. Oh, wow. He calls it to a T. Barack Obama is nothing more than a charismatic version of American exceptionalism. American exceptionalism. Wow. Wow. What a bunch of frauds. It's so outrageous. They're frauds. So, I mean, I go down. I want to get some video because the giant sculptures are in the marsh at Golden Gate. Now, think about this. Okay, the MoMA's under construction, which the MoMA, same to Phyllis Wallace MoMA, right here. She's an Ogden, Utah girl, Brigham Young's granddaughter. Oh, yeah. And I got a fight going with her granddaughter who lives in Manhattan, who's a fraud because they extracted all this for-profit till wealth. Oh, you didn't believe the fight I got going with them creeps. So I go down. I want to get photographed because I know those beautiful, incredible structures. So I'm asking everybody, hey, hold my camera, nobody will hold my camera. Fuck it, I'll hold my own camera. Federally protected marsh, I was involved getting it federally. Nobody went down there forever and ever. You had to be out of your fucking mind to go down there. Not now. By the hundreds, I'm sorry, by the thousands, well over 1,000 dogs a day are walked into that marsh by the dog walkers. That's the number one economy. The user economy, the service-based economy is dog walkers in Manhattan. I mean, can you imagine that's what you got to do? So you're a person in this country that doesn't want to admit in the corporate structure. You're either going to serve coffee, walk fucking dogs, or make beds for people and let them enslave you. You know, make up fucking porn stars' fucking beds. Well, you know, cheap hookers. You know, service economy. It's disgusting. It's disturbing. So I go down there. There's the blue herons in there. The dogs are chasing. I have it on video, and you can see the video. So they're mowing the marshes with these great big tractor freaking mowers. One of the girls comes up to me. She says, "Oh, God, Kevin, I know you from YouTube." She says, and I says, "Well, how come you're mowing the marshes? Whatever. Well, these are native protected grasses." Yeah, they told us don't mow the native, which the others, which they know that's just a joke. They said just mow it all. She says, "Kevin, don't tell anybody. We're not supposed to tell anybody, but we're prisoners from the prison. Don't tell anybody." Wow. Prisoners were mowing the native marshes. So get this. We're out there at Point Reyes, and we find that leopard seal on the beach. And, you know, some guy crawls up next to it, you know, a dude that we're hanging around. I'm like, leave him alone, leave him alone. Anyway, so somebody sends that video and calls me because there's the rescue society. Where's it at? Where's it at? I told him where it was at, blah, 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 blah. I said, you're really concerned about that. What about the federal protected marshes under Gold Game, the dog water chain? Oh, we know I have a problem with that. You know you have a problem with it? There's no evidence else. And you're not doing anything about it? I think it's fucking outrageous. It's federally protected fucking marsh. Behind my house, this guy named Terry Gibson, it's Weber County Commissioner, drained the greatest flyway, fucking resting place in the world. Is right there beyond it. They drained it. Corporate welfare farmers. It's against the fucking law. It doesn't fucking matter. These guys break the law all day, every day, just like the fucking banksters, fucking all of them. The nuclear cartel, they break it all day, every day, because what Operation Foxconn tells you it's okay. It's free market fairy fucking tales. And then the far fucking left fucking so-called think they're elites. Africa, they love it just the way it is. Money for nothing and my chicks for free. Oh boy. It's outrageous. $56,000 per household. They dumped into the fucking market to the Fed, and they dumped handed on a silver platter to fucking Wall Street bankers. It's outrageous. It's the most corrupt thing in the fucking world. We don't have a solvent wealth fund here. Neither does the Scots. They know that. If the Scots were independent, they'd have a solvent wealth fund, and the standard of living in Scotland would rise by the middle class by triple. Don't you people understand that a monarchy, the biggest army, you free market fairy tales on monarchy, New World Order knows Old World Order, it's feudalism. Feudalism, neo-feudalism. Biggest army wins. You know, you're going to be paying for roads soon. And you free market fairy tales have got your head so far up your fucking asses, it's outrageous. This country was founded by tariffs at the port to block these things. Look it up before the Bill of Rights. Before the fucking Bill of Rights. Look at the fuck up, you fainting goats. The Tariff Act of 1789. We had more fucking debt in this country after that fucking war. We owed France so much fucking money. How'd we pay it off? We paid it off quickly. We put a tariff to the poor. We blocked them. They floated up the Potomac in 1812 and burnt down the White House. They floated up the Potomac in 2000 and stole the fucking White House. George Walker Bush, Walker, the House of Windsor. She's direct descendant. The greatest fucking, what a cartel. Then we get frickin' Marie Antoinette, let them eat yellow cake. The greatest Uncle Tom in human history. Read Harriet Beecher Stowe. I don't want to hear any bullshit from any of you knee-jerk fucks until you've read that book. You want to play along? That's what he's doing. You can see it. He's not even charismatic in his speeches anymore. I believed in him at first because I'll tell you why I believed in him. Not his speeches. He voted against the wars. One of the very few senators that voted against the wars. It's the only reason he won, by the way. The only reason. Hillary. Now, I only hope for Hillary. Oh, I bad mouth Bill Clinton so bad. But remember, Bill Clinton did some good things. He was downsizing the military, the leaner, smaller military. This country was very economically sound, and we were headed in the right direction. Nuclear was on its way out. Hillary's an evil, evil witch, no doubt. She, her last duty as Secretary of State, never forget this, in Czechoslovakia, threatened in public the Czechoslovakian president to break the contract. I believe it was either with Vivek or the Russian firm. And she said, she used the name Westinghouse multiple times. I thought Westinghouse was a private company. That's so out of line. Illegal, by the way. You break and give it to Westinghouse. But Westinghouse is the government? Oh, I thought Toshiba bought Westinghouse. I thought, General Electric owns them all. Oh, now I get it. Who really runs this country? The bankers? Yeah. Banksters? The American public that freaking supports them? Then when they tried to put a tax on trading, which would have been a powerful freaking great thing, but helped out a lot. Every time they tried, I mean, really? Walmart? Chinese fucking sheetrock in your fucking house? Arsenic in your food? Let's go see bodywork actually. NFL players running down the fucking field with hair extensions from Chinese prisoners. By the way, I was at the Chargers game. I'm glad them fucking arrogant assholes lost. By the way, those marks on fucking Adrian Peterson's fucking child, they're fucking nasty. Really nasty. And do not forget, that little boy's brother was beat to death. Not by Adrian. It's a cycle of abuse, and I think it's a great opportunity for Adrian to pivot as a human being, to find some spirituality in his soul, to break the cycle of abuse. That's what we have to do. It's a hard thing. It's hard. I think this could be a soul-searching moment. He could become a leader. He could come out and say, wow, it is a cycle of abuse. And name it in the name of his dead... You know, the man that killed his other boy is sitting in a prison cell. I mean, this woman, the mama. Wow. We have to break this cycle of abuse, and the nuclear cartel is the cycle of abuse. People say, it's always been this way. The fuck it has. No, it has not. We're going to go to the Dakota, and we're going to do a gig right there. And, I got in an argument with Lori down there about Yoko Ono. She says, I love you. I hate freaking Yoko Ono. Not because of her. The day he was killed, you listen to that freaking recordings of hers in the street. She's Japanese royalty. Oh, she's a sicko. Sicko. The Japanese royal family are sickos. They have a feudal system. Do not kid yourself, which is us. We have been colonialized. We're back to the feudals. And if this bank bailout doesn't prove it to you, the nuclear, look up the fucking subsidy price and it does not prove it to you, and the Fed themselves comes out, and they're completely hijacked. The Fed is the most corrupt place in the fucking world. And I like all you people, all the Fed's 100 years old. No, it's not. The world, the Federal Reserve. It's transformed many times. I can get into it. You want to get into fucking banking? You want to get into the fucking evolution of currency? Come listen to one of my lectures in my class. Hopefully one day I'll go back to teaching. 35 months, I was given 2 months to live. You don't think cancer changed me? And my brother and me had an argument yesterday. He said, come, why don't you go back to hedge fund? Why don't you go back to teaching? You can make all this money. Here you live in poverty and fucking... Bro, why are you doing that? What's the fucking matter with you? And I says, you lay in there with a central line. You think about our father being fucking murdered by these bastards and going in and out of fucking coma. And watch all these people die of leukemia in your face. And then you tell me, don't fucking preach to me. I'm going to live in poverty. I don't care. I don't care. I have a fucking mission here that I'm on. And I'm going to fight it because nothing else matters. These mass murder and nuclear cartel bastards, and like I said, you're going to get the fuck out of there and take your fucking nuclear waste with you and go bury it in the fucking Queen's fucking palace. She owns all the uranium mines. She owns all the gold fucking mines. And when we say the Queen, we're talking per se the royal structure. That's the way they always was. It's only been broke, its back's been broke twice in its history. It was broken. Yeah, William Wallace broke it 700 years ago for a short time. My children are direct descendants of William Wallace, by the way. And then in 1776, Hamilton leading the charge in Brooklyn, right there at Fort Greene, where I'll be staying. Right there. Yeah, they lost that battle, but they kept fighting. He didn't give up. He didn't give up. He didn't give up. And by the way, he was the first Secretary of the Treasury. He paid himself anything he wanted. You know what she paid him? Alexander Hamilton paid himself 0.0. Paulson robbed the Treasury for $400 billion. That's a fact. $400 billion. Where is he? Oh, probably living on his own elite island. You know, they live in their inbred fucking cocoon. Maybe he's in England at the House of Windsor. I imagine maybe they're going to knight him. He'll be a sir. Don't call me sir. Sir McCartney. Fuck him, too. You know, his mother dies of fucking cancer so young. His wife dies and he can't say nothing. Let it be, let it be. Fuck him. He's a fucking fraud. The night that fucking killed Lennon, fucking night music job, my daughter was conceived that night that I'll be with. We're going to go right to that fucking hallowed fucking sacred fucking spot. He was the most famous man in the world. He said, I am more famous than God. He never said, I am bigger than God. He never said that. He never said that. You remember the Sunday act. He was killed on a Monday night, laying there watching Monday Night Football. Harco Cell fucking crying. Tears. The whole country was crying. The next Sunday, every radio station on earth, every radio station in the United States, factually, I don't care what they played, jazz, they played blues, they played country, and western, whatever. There was a moment of silence, and every radio station in this country, including every stadium, every baseball park, every place, played Imagine. Oh, I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. That was the day the music died. That was the day. December 8th, 1980. It was over. This country was over. It's over. We are feudals, and you cannot accept. We'll go to the debt clock. The guy who made the debt clock, the guy who actually built it, he'll be with me. We're going to do a gig at the debt clock. Watch my Facebook page. Watch freaking things. So it looks like Central Park. We'll be on the west side, I think, 82nd or 83rd, right there. You know, I'll let Tom Blewett and I'll let these Eric Oppenheimer and these quintessential New Yorkers show us where, because it's going to be crowded. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be like it was in 1982. The anti-nuclear, and we're going to turn on anti-nuclear. Watch us, because we are nothing more than communications. My YouTube site is communication. Art is the ultimate communication. My YouTube, I don't care who watches my YouTube. I mean, I want people to watch them, and, you know, the ignorant comments, it doesn't matter. I'm recording history. That's what great artists do. They record history. I am recording history. They're very much pieces of art. Very much. And that one idea I've had in my head, wow. Oh, wow. I watch it. St. Michael's by the Sea. See Kevin by the Sea. See Kevin tell you on 3/11/11 that Fukushima is a major hardcore meltdown, multiple meltdowns, when nobody was saying that for a year. See Kevin relentlessly not stop. Every day saying, you fools are pushing the Pacific Ocean. You go relentlessly, nonstop, being attacked by animals in the middle of the night, phone calls, being attacked. See him stand his ground in a hardcore way. See Kevin, after he says it's going to give you leukemia, he's going to get leukemia. See Kevin admitted to the bone marrow transplant center on 3/11, so 11/11/11. See Kevin clinging to life. See Kevin fight Blue Castle, San Onofre, while in critical condition. Fight the Fukushima lie. Present the data. The only one on earth calling it in factual detail, the only one, look it up, is me, over and over and over, every day, like I've literally, type in Kevin Blanch, literally a broken fucking record. Type it in. That's a central line hanging out of my fucking jugular doing that. All over the country, leading the millions at the Megan Rice freaking trial in Manhattan, marching from Alexander Hamilton's grave, over and over, sitting where Pollock and freaking Motherwell sat, to be exact, spot, at the Shirtwaist Fire, in California on every single pier, in Eugene, Oregon, trying to educate. Watch an old lady with a walker trying to knock the megahorn out of my mouth. Over and over, every single pier. I've walked, literally, on the beach, up and down that whole California coast, all of it. I walk. I'm a big walker. It's a big part of my survival. With some carrot juice in my hand. See Kevin live. See Kevin defend the Pacific Ocean. I don't want to be on her bad side. For those who defend her, she will watch over them. Because she is eternal. That is eternal life. The mother, the mighty blue Pacific, and the Atlantic for that matter, they are eternal life. We're not. We're not, and we're making sure of that. As you walk around in your fucking white fucking flowered shorts as a grown man, in your sandals on Balco, with hairspray. Overweight women in muumuus walking fucking dogs in their 50s along the beach. Oh, look at the sea turtles, Fifi. They love the sea turtles. Well, the sea turtles don't love Fifi and Fufu. Stresses them out. It kills them. How can they lay their eggs on the beach? There's no room. All the dog walkers. Chasing the sandpipers. Kill the last blue heron. Chase the fucking blue herons in the fucking federally protected marshes in San Francisco. Against the fucking law. There's no wrong or right. There's only popular opinion. By the way, Mark Twain, when he wrote 44, went on his incredible rant on 10th Avenue, not 7th Avenue boxer. He's a fraud, too. La, la, la. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. That's what I'll be singing when I'm marching. La, la, la. La, 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 la. I came home on 7th Avenue, only looking for an honest day's pay. Oh, no. Mark Twain wrote that at the end of his life, an incredible hardcore rant on 10th Avenue. Yeah, I was there on that windstorm of 2010, trying to start my post-ignorance for the 100th anniversary of the Shirtwaist Fire. And if you don't know anything about America, you look up the Shirtwaist Fire, and I'll try to tell you, that gig that on 103rd, I was trying to set my post-ignorance for the 100th anniversary in Washington Square, in those incredible windstorms at Jack and Paul's original studio, where we ended up eating lunch with some of the greatest artists in this history of this country's sons. Didn't even know it was them. We just randomly ended. I'm like, oh my God, do you know where we're at? Because these angels watch out over me. I'm following my soul, and I'm in a very acute state of mind. Very acute state of mind. Because I know the survival rate on the disease in my body comes back 80-some% of the time, and it mows you down and kills you dead. I know that. I've watched it over and over and over again, my friend. I've held the hands of so many people as they've gone. All got leukemia post-Fukushima. So many of them, all dead. I'm alive. I'm in a very acute state of mind. Very acute. Very intense. Very connected. Because I'm listening to my soul. I'm listening to the landscape. I'm listening to the environment. How can you be an environmentalist when you're not in the environment? Out in the street. That's where we'll meet. It's going to be a big day. It's going to be a powerful day. I'm very excited about it. Get in the middle of the night. Ride the train across into Brooklyn. Tomorrow, I'll start posting stuff tomorrow after I have a talk with my whistleblower. He'll be there. I talked to him. He'll be with me. Got a really cool new shirt that Eric made. Judy, I hope you're listening. Give me a call tomorrow so we make sure we get our ducks in a row exactly. Our herd of angry elephants in a row. Anybody who talks about the environment and the climate that does not mention Fukushima is a fraud. It is the herd of elephants in the room. And any of you pro-nuclear freaking losers need to understand. What part of Fukushima do you not get? What part of Chernobyl do you not get? What part of there is no answer for the nuclear waste? What part of Megan Rice do you not get? What part of nuclear bombs do you not get? What part of uranium tailings do you not get? What part of the Queen's uranium mines do you not get? Dirtiest, filthiest energy in the history of mankind. The greatest enslavement. So I think Kevin Camp's got right. If he truly was a fighter, I guess he would be some kind of an abolitionist, but he's not. He's a fraud. Hamilton was an abolitionist. All the Quakers. Oh, yeah. Because it's slavery. We have the right to clean clear air. We have the right to eat clean food. These environmental and freedom isn't free. The fuck it ain't. Freedom was free forever. The most beautiful things in life are free. Walk along the beach. Walk along the oh, they're taking that from us. And I am so disgusted with California. Really disgusted. Oceanside, the farmer's market, not one farmer. Well, I take it back, one. I found out one farmer who only produced one stand out of hundreds of stands. The place was famous for it. He was from Mexico. It's not Oceanside, it's Concrete Side. It's nothing but a cultural theme park to walk foo-foo and fifi. It's disgusting. California should be fucking ashamed of themselves. See you in New York. It's going to be a powerful, powerful fucking event and a powerful day. It's going to be like 1980 in Central Park and fuck the musicians. They show up and try to take the field, time to sit down and shut the fuck up, these frauds. No, there's a new brand of fucking artists being born. Ones that love the environment. Art is communications. Michelangelo.
All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands hands on deck, all hands on deck. They'll be calling you a radical. Boomgate 311